Jen from Fabulous Paper Emporium. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to this channel, we do our best to bring you new tutorials on different cards and albums, folios, almost everything paper crafting, with the odd scrapbooking in there every once in a while. And if you have not already subscribed, please make sure you subscribe by clicking that button at the bottom. That would be great. And as we inch our way closer to 500 subscribers, we have an amazing giveaway for when we reach that milestone. So now's the time to do it. Subscribe. So what I'm doing today is the part 2. I had started this I don't even know how long ago, but it feels like ages, and I do apologize. I try not to let these projects, go without having their part 2 or continuation for too long, but this one really did kind of get set aside, and it just kept on getting pushed to the recesses of the craft studio. So I am here today to show you the final. I am a little bit, disappointed in myself because I had something I'm pretty sure was pretty amazing with these tags. And although the tags look amazing all on their own, I used the decorative paper on both sides. I know I had something really special, and for the life of me, cannot remember what that is. And I've sat on it, and I've mulled it over, and I've looked through all the notes that I have, and I do keep a lot of notes. So wasn't able to find anything. So I haven't done anything more with the tags. I will be just kind of slipping them in the pockets. For those of you who haven't watched part 1, this was a pre-made album by Graphic 45. It's the rectangular tag album, I believe. Yes, the rectangle tag and pocket album. So this is the rectangle tag and pocket album. Super easy, super quick to put together. These are amazing little albums. With this one, the only thing that I did that was, I probably wouldn't do it again, I'll be quite honest, because it was a bit of a thing, is on the side I did remove the metal part, I'll call it a doodad, and of course it's not. Oh, I was gonna put something on the back, but I didn't. Oh my gosh. Okay, this little metal thing is firmly planted into your album. So I removed it. I wouldn't recommend it because I thought I was going to destroy the spine, and then I would have been heartbroken because of course I had all the designer paper in by that time. So anywho, like I said, wouldn't do that again. I would probably work around it by kind of doing a template, because you could easily kind of trace this and then cut it out of, the paper that you're going to put on the spine. Probably would do that if I were to do it again. So anyhow, setting this one aside, we do have these ones in store. So if you're interested, and we have some other ones as well. We have quite a few of the trifold waterfall folios and a bunch of other things. If you visit fabulouspaperemporium.com, you'll be able to see all of our offerings. So before I get too sidetracked and this becomes an hour-long video of just walking through this, I will get back to what it is. So we used the Blossom paper, also by Graphic 45. Blossoms. Excuse me. And so on the front cover, I generally don't do a lot of elevated things, and that's because if it gets put on a bookshelf, or even if it lays down flat, I don't want anything kind of catching on the top. I did make the exception though this time. So these butterflies were part of the die cuts, And so I used a few of them, and I didn't glue them flat. So all I did was I basically glued the center part down, and I left the other parts free. So they are elevated a little bit, but there is nothing from keeping them puffed up. So over time they may flatten. I don't know. We'll see. I did put this piece and this piece on some very thin foam tape. I want to say it's 1/8 inch foam tape. So it's raised, but just a bit. The other thing that I could offer as, you know, an alternative is, instead of using foam tape for these areas, you could also use some leftover chipboard. And the chipboard generally is about 1/8 of an inch. So at least the medium weight, I think this medium weight chipboard is about 1/8 of an inch. So that could also be used, and that's certainly a lot more sturdy. So that's what I kind of did for the front cover. This and these two strips are from the stickers, as well as this one, and this one is also from the die cut. So these three pieces, it's actually, this one is actually like a bit of a Polaroid, but when I say Polaroid, in the sense that there's like a square cut out. So this piece and this piece were part of the same piece, and this piece was something entirely different. So that's what I put on the front. On the side, I put, again, not wanting to give a lot of elevation or height to this, I just took two of the die cuts and of course the designer paper, and I just kind of glued that on directly. So some very cute die cuts for sure, and the back I've just left it empty, but to my surprise, I obviously thought I put something on it, but that's okay. So the few things that we did add to this album is we added our own waterfall, which I walk you through step by step in part 1. So we have this beautiful waterfall where I've decorated it with designer paper. These two are, and I put them in front of every single section, because you'll see that there are 6 sections in total. And so the front part of every single section is going to be this little flap, which just gives you extra space if you wanted to do some journaling, if you wanted to put a photo, whatever you want to put there, it gives you just extra space. The same thing with the waterfall. And then behind this, I've put another piece of one of the cut-aparts, and I didn't glue that down completely. So you can certainly put that in as a bit of a belly band, I suppose. So I just glued it on either side, and I cut it a little bit wider on purpose so that I could glue it more to the base piece, to the actual page, as opposed to gluing it onto the decorative paper, which would have made it a little bit more narrow. So that's what I've done there. The other pages I've just left kind of plain, and then again, more cut aparts for the pockets. On the side pockets, all I did was put together these little booklets, and I used some of the leftover paper that we had. So these just kind of slide in nicely. I tried to make sure that the end pieces, these little strips, all kind of matched, because you know about me and pattern. So on the other sides, they're all going to be the same on either side. Then we have another pocket with a tuck spot. Oh, I forgot to mention that, let me back up. Okay, so that one I got, I put a little strip, again, another one of our cut apart. These are bits of the designer paper, some more of the cut aparts here, here, and here. This piece is a little tuck spot as well, so you could certainly put a picture or, again, some more journaling. But if you did have a larger picture to put on there, you could easily slide that in and it would totally take a large picture. So again, put another one of these extra little flaps here. Rather than having it that ivory color, I use some of that blue, which kind of goes nicely with a lot of the patterns in this. And I use some of the cut aparts, and these pieces, yeah, these 3 pieces are the die cuts. These 2 are the cut aparts, part of the collection. We have another little tuck spot here with some beautiful writing, a beautiful saying. And then again, so I've kind of repeated on the B sides of the paper. I did put a little bit of extra decoration on there. But the ones with the beautiful floral, I generally kept those alone, or left those alone. So some more of the cut aparts with the cut apart. Again, another strip, some more of the cut aparts. That is again another tuck spot here. So you could just leave that like that. And then we have more of our, so the reason why I have some that are these full is you do have a few of these large, or larger, I should say, cut aparts. And that left me with 2 of these pages, which were going to be kind of, that I didn't have going in this direction. So I just kind of had to come up with something on the fly. So again, all of these are raised, or not raised, I should say, but they're only glued on the outside. So the outer edge and the bottom edge are glued. So we have our pocket with some more of the strips from the cut apart page. This too is not really a tuck spot necessarily. I mean, I don't know how well it's going to stay in there. It probably will stay relatively well for right now anyways, but if you wanted to just tuck a picture in there, you could certainly do that. And then we have some more of our flip pages. This is again another one of our belly bands that you can just tuck something in, with some more pockets. These I did glue down completely, although you can, if you wanted to mimic the belly bands that we did on 2 of the larger pages, you could certainly do that as well. You could do that on all of the pages really if you wanted to, but if you wanted to create a little bit of a tuck spot down here, just glue it at either end. I would also recommend kind of cutting this a little bit on the longer side, and that way you have a full width if you so desire. Again, I did all of the pages, or all of these side pockets are done basically the same. And so the only thing that might be different is this paper. Like I said, I was just kind of using up the leftovers that we had from this project. And this project used quite a considerable amount of paper, as you can see. We used some of the 12 by 12, some of the 6 by 6. So cut aparts there, as well as there and there. Oh, is that the, oh, you know what? Did I not put, I did not. This one's missing something. So anyways, I'll come back and do that later. So again, another one of our pages with the tuck spot at the bottom here, with our pockets with the decorative strip at the bottom on both sides, with some more of our tucks, some more of our cut aparts with the tuck spot here. And then our last one has a tuck spot there with some more of the cut aparts, and then the last little bit over here. And then again, I did the same thing on the front as I did on the back. I say same thing on the back as I did on the front, which is the waterfall. And again, walk through. This is a super easy, this is the easiest waterfall I think I have ever made in my entire life, or at least as long as I've been doing waterfalls. And if you have been doing waterfalls, you may have, you know, had some struggles with those in the past. This one is almost like a foolproof way of doing a waterfall. It is super, super easy, and basically uses 3 lengths of paper. At least this style that I did is basically, this is a sheet of paper. Then our second ones, these 2 are a sheet of paper, and then the last ones. And it's just, anyways, it's just a matter of scoring. It's hardly any cutting and lining up. It's a beautiful thing. So that is my take on the Graphic 45 rectangle tag and pocket album. I've done this with the Blossom paper also by Graphic 45. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm giving you the right name. Yes. And if I ever figure out what I had in store for these tags, I will be back. But as far as I can tell, this is not coming back to me. So I am just going to probably tie some ribbon, stick them in the pockets, and then we'll have some extra space for photos and journaling and whatnot. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you found part of this or all of it useful and helpful in some way, shape, or form. If you can, give me a big thumbs up. I really, really would appreciate it. And again, don't forget to subscribe. Subscriptions really help my channel move forward in the direction that I want it to, and I am appreciative for every single one of you. Thank you again for joining me. Hopefully you have a fabulous day and you stay safe and well. Bye.